Hey, it's me, Jeff, your favorite buff, muscular anime guy. Welcome to the first ever protein kitchen where I can move! Today, when I was sitting around wondering what I should make for Protein Kitchen, I hadn't eaten yet for the day, and I was feeling some breakfast food, so I decided to try to make protein crepes. I started off with a quarter cup of flour, and a quarter cup of unflavored protein powder as well. I then masterfully cracked an egg into the container, and then I also threw in a quarter cup of water, as well as a little bit of salt, and a quarter cup of milk. I then blended that up, and remarkably at this time, this is actually probably the best looking thing I've made on this show yet. This didn't look that bad. I was full of hope. So I then threw a tablespoon of butter into the pan, and I pretty much let it melt so that it would grease the pan, and then I put the butter back into the mixture because that's where it was supposed to go. And then when I mixed it up again, it still looks good. Wow. So yeah, at this point I was feeling pretty proud of myself. I'm like, wow, I actually made something. It's not looking half bad. I threw it in the pan and that all went south pretty fast, because as you can see, it looks pretty bad for a crepe. And then when I flipped it, everything got worse. But then I tried again, and then the second one, this one looks so good, and then look, when it's flipped, it kind of looks like a tortilla or like a big pancake, honestly. But it's better than the first one, so I was feeling pretty good. So the thing with crepes is that something has to go inside them. So I was looking through the fridge for what I could possibly put in here that would be protein. So I started off, I got my magic bullet container. I started off with about a tablespoon of unflavored Greek yogurt because, well, I mean, that's a straight protein right there. I then threw in probably about a half scoop of unflavored protein powder as well. And then I found this bag of pepperoni in the fridge. And I was like, oh, we're gonna make a savory crepe. So I threw some pepperoni in there as well. I threw in like I don't know, however many that is. I just took a handful and threw it in. So I there it is inside the magic bullet. I realized very quickly that this wasn't gonna have enough moisture. As you can see, the yogurt is mostly stuck to the top. Some of it's like dripping down slowly as I waited. I shook it around a bit, it didn't really help. So I blended it, and this is what I got. We pretty much have like pepperoni paste and a ring around the top, and then moist pepperoni at the bottom. So I added some milk, and I shook it up, and I tried again, and this time it was more successful, but I added too much milk, so now it was too liquidy. So I threw it onto the stove, and I was really afraid this was going to solidify, not because of what's in it, just because of the way it looked. I tried it, and it only tasted like watery pepperoni, so I flavored it with some salt, as well as some black pepper, as well as some garlic powder, as well as some onion powder, and then I also threw in oregano. And then I accidentally cooked it too long, and now it was too dry again, but I wasn't about to waste any more time on this. So I put it onto the crepe, and I took a very blurry photo. And then I took a better photo, so that's what it looks like in the end. I pretty much have pepperoni mush, seasoned pepperoni mush on top of crepe. And then I folded it up, and there it is. So if I had to rate this thing out of 10, it was pretty dry. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty dry. I also added too much pepper. It was way too spicy. Not in a good way. I like spicy food. I like really spicy food. This was just an unpleasant amount of pepper. However, I still enjoyed it, and I can confidently give this like a 6 out of 10. Oh yeah. Alright, I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye.